going on, everyone? I want to welcome you back to Knicks Daily. I am your host, Shia, and you already know we are first to many and second to no one when covering news, views, and the who's who related to our New York Knicks. So you know that there was a game last night, Game 6, in Indiana against the Indiana Pacers. The Knicks really needed that win, man. We really needed to go into Indiana and get a win. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. Very early on, I was just like, man, as long as we keep it within 10, by halftime, we're in good shape. We just need to prolong the game enough so that Brunson can do his thing in the fourth. My brother pointed it out very early on. He said Brunson was pressing a lot last night's game. Let me backtrack. We lost. It's going back to a Game 7 on Sunday. Yes, in the Garden, and that's what you play for home court advantage for. But it's tough because a couple of things happened. I mean, Josh Harts seems to have had an abdominal injury. And for a man who is the core of what it is we're trying to do, to have an injury to his core, it impacts everything. So that's not good. And we battled through Game 6. This has been a battle, and it was expected that this would be a battle. I honestly was looking for the win in 4 games or 5 games. But obviously, this young Indiana team has proven to be more than a worthy opponent. They have a great home court advantage, as do we. And listen, everything goes on the table on Sunday, Game 7. But Jalen Brunson was pressing in this game. I think he was doing a lot of one-to-one, and he was trying to get his rhythm. I think they did a great job of just being extra physical. I guess they watched the tape to see what referees would and wouldn't allow. And they did a good job, man. He really couldn't get his rhythm. And to me, it seemed as if the team waits for JB to get going, and then they play off of him. And if that doesn't happen, then we're looking to see who picks it up now. You know, who establishes that rhythm. And usually Josh Hart will hit a couple of big shots and get in there, offensive rebounding, all of those things. And once Josh Hart is off, and this is how you realize that for this version of the team, Josh Hart is the heartbeat. Because once the heartbeat slows down, the rest of the body slows down. It was a battle. It was a grind last night. And it wasn't anything that Indiana did or was doing that really stood out to make you say, like, at this point, it's impossible to challenge them on what they do. You know, it was a matter of their improvements in areas such as rebounding and hustle and all those things was as a result of us being diminished by Josh Hart's injury to be able to do those things. So a lot of his activity is infectious, and JB being a little bit off. It's another game, man. Last night, the Indiana Pacers fought as if their season was on the line, and they had the result. So on Sunday, both of us, you will see a team where both teams are fighting as if their season is on the line. And it's going to have to be the best team on that night wins. The most healthy team on that night wins. You know, I really haven't done any Knicks Daily. I really haven't, because I love it. I've been engrossed in it. And just like all my Knicks fan brethren, yo, I'm nervous, man. We want to get to the conference finals. You know, I predicted a championship this year. I want to be right. All of us want to be right. I want to be Shea Stradamus. I want to be Rock Stradamus. I want to be all of that. You know, I've thoroughly enjoyed this team. From the preseason to the regular season to now. Everything about this team, I love them. I love them. No, there ain't no pause, no Diddy, no none of that. I love this squad, man. I love our Knicks Nation family. You know, and as much as people want to talk about what our limitations are and all the, could be possible negative, anything that they could reach for that will put a damper on our parade. People who know basketball know that we have mother flipping problem. You even got Boston, who advanced in their series, Boston fans, trying to do what we do. Everybody, look, I've been saying for years, people want to clown the Knicks fans. People want to clown the Knicks organization. And we know it's because you want to be us. Everybody wants to be us. So you'd be a fool to think anything other than that. You'll be a fool to think anything other than that. And you see it with Boston. Out there like, fuck the Knicks. You know what I mean? Like they trying to listen. Listen, the highest form of flattery is imitation. The highest form of flattery is imitation. And that's ultimately what they're doing. So, but at the end of the day, we got to get the job done. You know, that's why Kobe's line infamously when he said, job not done. That's the mentality you have to have. So Sunday, you know, I already know Sunday I watched the game with my brother, you know, but I know Sunday, that's a game I need to watch by myself. You know what I mean? Like, because it's going to be a roller coaster of emotions. I just hope we blow them out and that it's not. But, you know, look, it is what it is. But the closer that we get to the destination, the tougher it gets. And I think that's a metaphor for life. You know, it's synonymous with a lot of things you experience in life, man. The closer you get to the goal you're trying to attain, you're going to come up against so many hardships. You're going to come up against so many losses. I'm not trying to make this a motivational video, but I'm just saying this is ultimately what it is. If we lose Josh Hart, and it looks like we have, like the abdominal injury, you can't bandage, you can't tape up. You know what I mean? Now, even if it's a ribs injury, that's still terrible. Anything next to your center and your core, if it's off, it affects everything. How you walk, how you talk. You know, he was folded over. Like, man, it was crazy. It was crazy. So, I don't know, man. I think our guys are just tired. They've really given it all. We're really depleting the stores. And I love it. I love it. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. If we get injured and when we lose, if we lose at any point in this tournament, I'm going to be, every person on the team is job well done. Every person on the team is job well done. Because we know we've given everything. Everything. And when I look at this team, I'm not only inspired because it's the sport, I'm inspired to do the same thing in my own life. You know, what type of results will you receive if you leave everything on the floor? When you lose one thing, you pick something else up and let it be good enough. Make it good enough to help you reach the next step of your goal. So, Game 7 is coming, you know, and we fought all season. And this season is not going to be any different. This game is not going to be any different. And I believe we're going to pull it out, man. I'm riding and dying with this squad until the very end, till the wheels fall off. And then when we get into Boston, it'll be a different story, a different approach. But these are the things you got to go through as a team who wants to be where we want to be. So do me a favor, leave your comments below. Tough loss last night. You know, none of us wanted Game 7. We wanted to put things out of their misery. Stuff has been extended. And Knicks fans who are going to be in attendance, we need to show up. We always do, so I'm super proud of that. And we really hope that, you know, we're able to be that sixth man off the bench, empower this team to a victory, and push us into the conference finals. Even if the season ends, you know, we have one game more than we had last year at this time. And that's progress, all right? And since we're talking about progress, keep this in mind. There's no struggle, there's no progress. Same thing applies to life that applies to our team. But also remember this, whether it's out in the real world or here in these YouTube streets, here in Knicks Deli, everybody eats. Share, you can call me Baraka, I'm out.